We know Zeri is up. Zeri Yuumi, a pretty popular combo. We saw Zeri Lulu in the previous game. That one worked just fine. See it around the world as well. Still a very popular pairing and may well be the lock-in. So yeah, you know, we got rid of the 3 best bot laner picks. So we'll grab number 4. Be happy with Zeri.
Yeah, especially like you mentioned with the Yuumi, Neo and Biofrost got the combo one time. Pretty good showing from them. But if you mention pairings of players and champions, Danny on the Jinx is a classic. Big of course stuff during playoffs, and he has always still had the confidence to go back to it, even though the champion got some significant nerfs, especially for lane phase.
For sure, but yeah, loves the champion. Gangplank, of course, through as well to be safe. And is it going to be support here, or is it going to be a premier mid laner before the second round of bans? Of course, if you think there are 3 good Zeri pairings, you don't care which one you get, then sure, leave it up for a while.
Yeah, I'd say the Yuumi, the Lulu are my 2 favorite ones for really good scaling with it, but definitely can leave up some versatility here. And since they haven't absorbed any support bans in that pool yet, they feel fine to lock in the Sylas now, which has been gaining a lot of priority recently, even as a blind pick here.
Jojopyun, I believe 100% hover rate on Teemo across his career that I can remember. I feel like I just see it so constantly, that happy little Yordle hopping around behind the nameplates. I feel like they look a little similar. You know, I think the shape face, you know, reminiscent for me. LeBlanc is going to be the grab. Love to see it. All right, he's going for excitement here in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd groans, but I love this pick. This is JoJo's iconic pick. So aggressive in lane. Always looking to set up kills here. Now I'm just looking at jungle picks to pair with the LeBlanc. You want an attack damage jungler. Viego's already been taken away. Lee Sin, stuff like that is up. Lee Sin, LeBlanc, baby. That is a combo made in heaven for early action. Jojo, again, always plays his matchup as aggressively as possible, and Sylas has to lose health in this lane. So we'll see if Evil Geniuses can get a strong jungle, AD jungle matchup there for Inspired. They should feel fine. They're banning away the supports that we mentioned, the Yuumi, and I wouldn't be surprised if a Lulu was there to follow. Meanwhile, Dignitas, they're showing they want to go Enchanter, so they're banning some all-in supports. You know, Nautilus, maybe Leona as well.
Yeah, Leona was one of the buffs in the 12-12 micro patch that we are on. So no, it's going to be Sejuani to leave up Lulu as an option if it's wanted. Since it's a takeaway, you could play Lulu Jinx, honestly. I think it would be playable here for sure.
Yeah.
So then what's next? Are they sussing something out? Are they aware? They're like, ooh, if you take Lulu, do we, you know, and figuring that one out there. Sejuani, of course, believed to be the best answer to the Gangplank that they've blinded. Xin Zhao taking on the table, getting rid of more of game jungle pressure.
Yeah, one of those early game attack damage junglers that we know they're going to want to pair Inspired with JoJo's LeBlanc pick here. Let's take a look. Supports or jungle? What are we locking in first?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like jungle.
We have seen Poppy coming around a little bit in recent history. She works against every single champion on Dignitas' roster. Every single one has a dash that she can block.
And is really underrated, in my opinion, as an attack damage jungler.
Yes.
People think of her as a tank, but Poppy, early levels especially, base damages carry this champion. Yep. Huge burst damage is possible. The Q is actually massive, and if you have gank setup like a LeBlanc, you can actually get Poppy in there to deliver that damage. Sometimes it's hard to finagle a gank for Poppy if you don't have a lane with setup. I mean, okay, this is not a surprising thing, especially if you've been watching you know, LPL, LCK, or Champions Queue, because top lane Shyvana is just taking over. Super common. It's usually full tank Shyvana. I personally really like the ones that get in an early Demonic Embrace for some more offensive power, but you almost always will go your Frostfire first. It gives you the slow. You can chase people down. It's much to the, you know, the Darien days, even all the way back to the origins of top lane Shyvana. M5 Darien style takes over once you get your Frostfire. You're level 6, and you can just run at people, bully them over. It's definitely a snowball top lane champion. Very popular tank from the top side. Meanwhile, back over to EG, baby. Please, Vulcan, do it. I would love to see it, because you can also break shields, break the Lulu shields with the ultimate there. Not going to be the case. Renata is a much more powerful support champion that also has possibilities of creating plays with the handshake. Yeah, there you go. Biofrost on that Lulu that we were talking about from the beginning. No surprises, really. From the side of Dig, a lot more emphasis on kill pressure from EG. I feel like here, especially early on. And they've got impact with the Gangplank ultimate, so even though he's versus a
Welcome back to Summoner's Rift. And welcome back, Shyvana, to the LCS as Gamsu is on TP Ghost. We got some much more exciting drafts. If you heard that, live evil, the chant from the arena here, EG garnering, I think, a lot of fans over how well they played the Spring Split playoffs.
Yeah.
And they've kept up, right? They are still doing incredibly well. A very exciting team, I think, to be a fan of because they just, I mean, they play aggressively, they play fun, their new players look awesome. It's a cool team.
Yeah, a lot of fun stories. Evil Geniuses really taking the North American young player talent story to the top. Jojo and Danny, of course, kind of the spotlights for that one, but also impact and inspired. These veterans. The LEC MVP came over and I'm waiting for the delayed invade, but we'll see what he can do on Poppy because Poppy has possibilities. You mentioned stuffing Zeri. Poppy's also very good versus Sylas, who has multiple jumps in his kit, both parts of the chain jump. Here's the brute force late invade from Evil Geniuses.
And all they get is the single ward, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you can rush down. You can rush down Raptors though, get your level 2, and still go to contest red side. Looks like they're just gonna take it and leave though. Your chickens belong to Inspired.
A little bit got taken by someone else though. Inspired did not get you off the camp, so someone last hit something there. I couldn't tell who it was. Who's the betrayer? Maybe it was Blue, but maybe it was one of his teammates. Shouldn't be a big problem. It just means it's to kill like a small wolf or a small raptor to get to, and then he can, you know, path with two skills.
Yeah, looking like Jojo there, and so it's a raptor to raptor cross here from Inspired. So that does a couple things. It notifies Dignitas that they know Inspired now will be clearing up the top quadrant, and so River is going to have full autonomy to go for a counter invade here on the blue quadrant. Because they know Poppy could technically be coming straight from Raptors over, but is in 90% of cases going to want to pick up his own red buff first. And River will have time with a pushing bottom lane here, allows you to go for those invades. So Zeri plus Lulu doing their part to support River in his endeavors to not get super far behind in the jungle. Here's the critical point though, when Inspired crosses back, and they do have that ward up behind. Ping goes through. They saw him crossing over that blast cone ward, and River gets out of there.
It's so delicate. Like, I know for me, if I get counter jungled, I'm like, okay, I know I have to go counter jungle you and get something back, or I'm screwed. And it's like, when does their bot lane show up? Like, we have pressure, but like their support's still closer than mine is.
Yeah, I think a lot of
where's their jungler? Like, you get scared. I feel.
I think a lot of times people do get trapped in that mentality of you have to go then counter jungle them back too. That to me is actually not even the case. You can, especially looking at the state of the lanes, also get some early effectiveness out of forcing ganks. Jojo here with a double stacked mid wave on blue, gonna get some harassment down while he tries to even up that CS.
So a Raptor steal versus a blue buff steal. You can look at the overall camp count. It's going to be about 5 each right now as Gromp is down and Poppy's on the bottom side. So River doing pretty well. Yeah, decent damage. The chain's not going to land on a blue. Ignite will lower his health bar. Cooldown's not terribly long. Blue may have to TP back to lane before a couple minutes pass, but as Biofrost roams over, he's like, hold on, if there's a dive, I'm here for the shield. He's got a defensive ward, so they know that Inspired's not coming in behind. Not yet, anyway. Ships in the night.
Yeah.
Okay, spots on the ward. How's everyone want to play it?
Interesting how he does not
2v1.
pop his plant forward.
2v1, stun comes across, good damage here. Will they find anything out of Biofrost? Not really. Level 2 Lulus don't have that much CC.
Yeah, kind of interesting how he doesn't pop his plant forward there, because if you pop the plant, no matter what, they know you're there. So it's not going to be a surprise, a real big surprise at the Raptor Brush either way. Doesn't matter if you pop it forward or backwards. They know you just were in this area, so they're going to have some caution. In addition, you don't know that there's a ward in that Raptor Brush. But they are able to be there for the spawn number 2 of your Raptor camp, so good contest again from Inspired. And that's kind of the thing you take into account when you do say, oh, I got counter jungled on my Raptors, we counter jungled him on my blue, but you get a quick timer for the respawn of those small camps. So it's not always just the one small camp for a big buff.
Yeah, they're like one, or like the 4:15, right? Like kind of that like first camp respawn timer. It's like, that is an objective that you can, it's a very small one. It's like playing for the bottom highway here, where it's like, hey, this is a focal point that we can all know happens. Very frequently you get a camp like that pretty early on, and it's contestable. You have mid pressure, you're there, you're right over the wall. So nice ward, stop the recall. Yep. Boom. 8 seconds lost by blue. Count them! No, you don't really have to. I'm kidding. That was 2 weeks ago. We're not counting anymore. That's old hat. That's the old strat. We got to keep up with the new meta, which is, I don't know. We're going to figure it out today.
Counting down to the next big gank. I'm going to say that it's going to be when Impact has Gangplank ultimate, and they coordinate the Gangplank ultimate on level 6, and he's going to have mana to use it, towards another bottom invade. EG clearly have this plan for repeat invades here towards bottom quadrant. And we mentioned, if Impact is able to go get his mana back, he'll be 6 soon. They can use Gangplank ultimate either for ganking mid, bottom, or a dragon setup. It is a Cloud Dragon, which currently does a lot of damage, the highest DPS dragon there is because of the attack speed and the high current health percentage damage that dragons have attached to their auto attacks. So it's the most dangerous of the early dragons.
Snapback keeps the chain in range. Nicely done. Jojopyun, level 6 to Blue's 5. I want to point out, by the way, any of you playing at home, the really easy reminder of, are the mid laners level 6 yet, is they get level 6 right about at 6 minutes. The waves that crash as it ticks towards that is the level 6 wave. So Impact, right, has it now. Gamsu has it now. Mid lane has it now. If you're a bot lane, you're like, when's TF showing up? If it reads 5:30, he's about level 6.
Yeah, be careful. You know when to be scared.
Yeah.
Or don't user cleanse early. Here's the dragon we're talking about, and you can oftentimes also just use the threat of a Gangplank ultimate to make cross-map plays. If you can hold abilities like that can have that big of an impact, it's oftentimes good enough. But you see here, even Poppy taking a lot of damage from the Cloud Dragon is going to call over Danny, which is a better case because you do get a stack of your Legend rune for the AD carry off of a epic monster, which the dragon is an epic monster. So Danny comes over, he both helps out with the dragon, stacks up his extra legend stack here, and gets right back to farming in the bottom lane. Which again, evil geniuses, when they draft the Jinx for Danny, try and funnel as much resources as possible into him, as much money as you can into this Jinx, and then watch him reset in the mid-game fight.
He's in an awkward spot though right now. It won't freeze forever since the wave is, I believe, on the blue side, and it should reinforce, but it does make you have to step up to go for CS, and that could always be danger. Danny will step up indeed, as River believes he is not spotted on the way up. Maybe there'll be another trade if Jojopyun goes in on a blue. Blue can look for the stun here. Dances back from behind the minions and says, oh, what a great timing on E2. Lands on a Jojopyun, but again has a snapback.
Yeah, Jojo just fine there. Little harassment while the wave is getting pushed in. River kind of looking for the counter gank here too, because you've always got it on your mind. When are they going to try and focus ganks towards their LeBlanc lane? So he was kind of hovering around, waiting for the first move to come through. Ooh. Hey, punts his own red buff out there with the enemy though.
Okay, W auto Q smite, thanks.
The hammer is too wide. He tries to kick out the invader, but he kicks out his own red buff along with him. And River is happy to take the prize.
Ulti's gonna miss, but still good damage out. One of the big things about Shyvana that I've seen is just trading aggressively, because you can rebuild your ult really quickly. You just burn ult for harassment. Now gonna look at Biofrost, pretty squishy on the Lulu, careful. Stays alive, snapback.
That was so funny. Inspired tried to just knock away his robber, but he knocked away the robber by throwing his wallet at him as well. River, though, Shelly's down to 4.5k. They can just leash the patience. All 10 members on the map are here, ready for the fight, but they agree to disagree. Gangplank ultimate ready again, so they don't want to actually force it.
All right, so back they go. And everyone can walk back down to the bottom lane and get some farm. As nothing much happens here. Impact tops the charts, FTX total gold.
Gangplank does that.
Money. Yep. Here we go.
Yeah, Inspired's like, get away from me, River.
Oh, he was on it still. He just wanted a hug.
The red buff character model is too big.
Yep.
Or Poppy Hammer spell is too wide.
Yep. Didn't get enough past it. Not going to happen. But Jojopyun, though, farming incredibly well. Hasn't been donated any plates. Nothing special. Just simply out farming. 88 CS while harassing constantly. Remember that recall he stopped? He gained 8 seconds off of that one. Huge, right? So huge. Just massive, right? 92 CS now. That is +4 because the blue buff handoff. So cheating now a little bit. Biofrost gets away from the chompers just barely. Less effective than the ones in Arcane, I feel like.
Yeah, slightly.
Biofrost a lot.
They also don't have friendly fire on these ones, though, so I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a pretty good buff. AD carry players are really bad at aim, so yeah, I wouldn't want that one.
All right.
You see some Varus Ultino just flying across.
Round 2, Phreak, you ready for this one?
Rift Herald charges!
This is a really good timing, actually, because look at the bottom lane. They just went with a split recall, so this is evil geniuses giving up this for sure. Really good timing here from River. Decides to force on it because of that bottom lane stop. They force the extra trade. And with Lulu coming up here, Biofrost guarantees, no problem. We've got the early Rift Herald.
Getting back and forth now as well. Blue cannon claimed.
+1.
+1, yeah. It's worth 4 times, 5 times any other minion. Like the most. It's like the entire wave is actually cannon minion.
Yeah, people only count the cannons.
Yeah. Except the scoreboard counts +25. That's not just cannons.
That's why we've got robots.
Yeah, thanks robots.
Yeah, count the rest of them.
I mean, that's how you count cards in blackjack, right? You just count like the ones that are worth 10 basically, and you just go +1, -1 based on how many face cards you see.
That's if you don't.
If you're not really good at it.
Exactly. If you're the lazy card.
Yeah, if you have an eidetic memory, you're just like, well, I know the entire deck's content.
Shyvana, baby!
Yeah, and that is Shyvana. So we got interrupted rudely by a Rift Herald attempt, but Shyvana just basically trades ults constantly for damage. He's gonna try. Q, snipe, first blood. Who needs a jungler? Gamsu takes down Impact.
That's why we've been seeing Shyvana all over the place. Champions Queue, Academy, LPL, LCK. This is looking better, though. Gamsu just making Impact pay with his life. No flash use there by Impact. Just resigned himself to death. Didn't want to blow his summoner spell as well. And with River coming up, probably was going to be a sure thing. Now we turn our eyes towards the next spawn of Dragon. 21 seconds here on the clock. And he's not going to have his Gangplank ultimate, though. So Impact decided not to use his flash, but did invest his Gangplank ultimate, which now they won't have for the Dragon fight. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult. Jojo working some magic, though.
Very fancy. Ultimately, Blue is going to be safe, but still down 30 CS as it happens. Dragon up in 1 second. River coming around. Jojo should have at least one spell available. Just walks past the stun. I think River predicting a juke backwards. Jojo goes in a straight line.
All right. Let's see about this Poppy movement bottom side for Inspired. He's just going to get spotted on this ward, so no force on the gank, but should be able to help clear out some of this vision in preparation for the Dragon. They still got 50% on their Gangplank ultimate, which they probably want to wait for before forcing themselves, but clearing out the vision beforehand.
Yeah, decent damage, of course. Turret shots painful, down to 400 HP. Machines look good. That's River completed. Gamsu still will be safe to recall. Problem is TP is down.
There are some honey fruit here. Yeah, honey fruit in the river. Don't have to go all the way back to base there for Gamsu, chugging the potion as well.
Do you have any fun names for honey fruit?
No, I just really like the noise. I always make the noise that they make.
The squish?
Yeah, the squish, which annoys every single person in Discord.
Oh, you make the sound?
I make the sound.
You're a Foley artist?
It's actually gross.
Yeah, thanks
you
for
can
bringing that to
imagine
us.
like tomatoes or grapes or something just squishing between your feet.
Yeah.
That's the honey fruit dream.
Who puts tomatoes between their feet? Like grapes, I understand it's like a way to make wine, but like, who steps on tomatoes on purpose? Kobe?
No comment.
You brought it up.
No comment
You
here.
brought it up, my friend.
That's why we're making ketchup.
That's how you make ketchup.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you make ketchup. No one eats your ketchup.
It's not for sale, Phreak.
I wouldn't buy any.
This is personal
hold on.
use ketchup only.
If no one buys it, does it even count as not for sale, or do you just like, it was too cool for you anyway? You know?
Of course it does. It's personal use only.
Okay.
All right, well, we've officially been able to fill the time between the Gangplank ultimate coming back up.
That's good.
So now,
Well done.
maybe we can get some tomatoes on top side.
Yep, and the jungler coming by as well. Control ward down. River's like, hello.
Impact's about to get squished like a honey fruit.
Yep. Ulti comes down, 2v2. Big damage. Oh my word. And even the Herald got sent home.
Inspired carries a big hammer.
Yeah.
We definitely can say
He's
that.
back. Oh, it's not going to matter. They're going to kill this.
Oh, no. Get off my top laner.
Wait, no, Gamsu's really... Nah, yeah, that's going to die. Hey, so nicely done. Inspired.
Bro.
Has twice in a row now evicted jungle monster with his ulti.
Oh, take a tower shot to give the E? Look at that.
Take a tower shot to do nothing. Just, you know, bat your chest a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. He is going to be able to at least push in another wave, though. Unleash teleports.
Yeah.
On the table, Phreak. This is the thing with Shyvana, too. The pressure does not stop. So it's constant push in, constant pressure, and Impact teleports back to another dive.
Hello, Impact. You're going to try for it. Who's going to pull the aggro first? Shots coming across. Like, get away from the barrels, and here comes a smite to pull aggro. River's going to do it. A flash to safety. Is it going to be enough? River drops aggro. Shyvana, does he have the damage? He does. And he can drop to the turret shot. Well done to the 2v1 dive. Those choppers look good, but the follow-up damage is not there. Biofrost is fine.
Really good tower aggro juggling there. River takes just enough, then walks his way out. So even though Impact feels like he does a lot of work and makes them take a lot of damage, still can't get any counter kill. And blue team were about to give up this dragon anyways. It's just dragon number 2. One of the lowest value dragons in the game because it's not going to get you to any real pressure points. Plus a single dragon for yourself doesn't mean too much. So they're happy to repeat again their dive on Impact, kill the Gangplank, get the Gangplank splash, and continue to snowball this dragon. Again, Shyvana, really, really powerful snowballing champion here for topside.
Yep.
Viego, very good at getting execute damage, but again, because River took all the tower shots early, they actually don't even want him in there for the execute, and Gamsu takes care of everything himself. So tanky, so early on with this champion.
Yep, it's looking really good here. So, scoreline, EG have 2 dragons, Dignitas have a half. As the bot lane clear comes through, Impact gets his next upgrade. So next time he's in base, he can make his ult that little bit better. He grabs Silver Serpents, and Gamsu still just hunts him down to the side lane, 22 CS lead.
Looks like Gamsu is also going for the Warmog's second build. This is the more popular build than going for fitting a demonic in early. I really like it though, because Warmog's, it really allows your split push to be relentless. And again, it's such a snowball, keep pressure up, side lane pushing champion. With the Warmogs, you can just take a quick breather, fill right back up to full health, and re-engage the fight for your team. So, Shyvana working as intended here. What about this pick?
That's the root, nicely aimed. That's a waited out for E2. There's the Poppy steal. It's gonna be a flash of safety.
Meanwhile, Riptail number 2 leashed out here. Jojo fishing around on the top side, maybe looks for a little bit of harassment, but it looks like EG as a whole are committing to keeping Impact bottom side, so they will give up Riptail number 2 in favor of a free farming Gangplank and a little bit of a chase onto that dragon. Gamsu running for his life between his own jungle, but gets away from the rest of the squad and gets back in time at least for most of the experience of that wave.
And not horrible. Drops, I think, 2 melees, and if there was a cannon, it's gone, but I don't think there was. And comes on for the next one. Yeah, next wave. This is the one with cannon. And we keep on moving forward. Bot lane clear going well. Danny, 165 at CS, but +9 for Neo. So overall, Dignitas feeling pretty good. They are overall down gold because of the fact that they have 2 kills, and so that means the farm, some of that Gangplank, to be fair, has gone EG's way. Nice! Snipe right there. One thing to point out, of course, Shyvana Q is a double hit, so you have a lot of room to knock down the barrels. Impact dove yet again. 3-0 indeed. River finally gets his kill on the board, but that is a bot lane tower getting just trashed rapidly. The wave is gone. They can't kill this one. Careful, Gamsu. Drop aggro, buddy.
Junglers throughout the history of top lane Shyvana have loved playing with it and hated playing against it.
Pretty relentless pressure here. Really good damage here out of blue. Looking for Jojopyun. Guesses correctly. The jump to safety. Does he have a chain? Oh, he's going to try. Forcing the flash back to safety he goes. And that is now the recall out from Jojopyun with the flash gone.
And while we are watching this chase from blue, tower on bottom side is taken. So Gamsu claims another one there. Tower gold picked up. There's that Warmogs I'm talking about. And you just keep on pushing out pressure. 1-3-1 in good effect here for Dignitas to overload the map. And EG, our number 1 team coming in after this break off, are on the ropes, Phreak. Dignitas, really, really nice pace they've set for themselves. 2,000 gold lead, even in the face of the extra gold generation of Gangplank that you talked about. Now all they have to do is leverage this advantage and this gold lead in the mid game to start taking dragons. Because you do get extra value, extra 5 armor and magic resist for the Shyvana. So it's even a little bit of an added bonus there when you do take them. But also trying to stop the EG stacking.
Red buff attacked, red buff claimed, oh, by Danny. Good guy inspired, you know. He could take the red buff.
He's always looking for Danny to take his camps, though, when he plays Jinx. He talked about this. We had some good interviews from Inspired, and he's like, Danny, please, come take this Raptor. Danny, please, come take this. Come take this. See how much they can feed him, because actually right now he's currently behind Neo in farm, and they are going to need this Jinx to reset in these team fights if they want to pop off.
For sure.
Definitely going to be hard with a giant Shyvana running into his face.
Yeah. Impact's like, that turret's too low. We'll both die. You can have that one. So Gamsu finds his second turret kill of the game. He's got as many structures killed as champions. Structures can't run away. So, you know, makes it kind of easier to get those ones. But it's looking really good. 2,500 the gold lead now. Dragon number 3 spawning soon. The Herald Summon will not kill the mid lane outer turret, but it will drop below half HP. And another eviction, but this one will still be in charge range.
Looks like she hit the little wall there as well. Shelly comes right back, tells Inspired, I'm just still going to get my job done. Danny, though, get a little bit of harassment on the way out.
The move speed is nice. Any long-range AD carry like that, you know, a Kog'Maw, Rocket Form, Jinx, things like that, they really love move speed buffs because if you turn on me, I have enough room to like get back out of range, and if you run away, I just stay in range forever with the move speed buff. So it's what makes Lulu feel really good, what makes Renata Glasc feel really good, because you kind of just zip in there and keep the hits going. And so obviously great synergy there. Dragon will indeed be claimed. Dignitas basically unable to be messed with here. Jojopyun. Yeah, he's a 1v2, but
Distortion used.
Flash. Nice try. Really good reflex. Let's charge with the W.
Nice.
Well done by Jojo.
Yeah, again, good call on the reflexes there. Jojo get some value out of his R distortion away, and River just blows the flash for an attempt. Actually pretty heavy to blow a late game Viego flash. That can be very, very big for their team fight. Dignitas still going to be confident though, even though their gold lead dwindling a little bit here, as the top outer turret was taken by Impact. So he gets a little bit of reparations there for all of the camping that's gone on, and Gangplank has been just destroyed over and over and over again. Yeah, he died 3 times. There were a bunch of ganks that actually didn't even result in his death that also cost him money, though.
Of course, yeah. And at this point, though, he is going for the anti-squishy build. Right? He's not building to fight Shyvana. There's no way Collector is like correct building as someone who gets a bunch of free armor. But
yeah, he's saying, I'm going to blow that Zeri and Lulu.
Exactly. And you know, one thing I do like about Collector with Gangplank specifically is his ult hits so many times, you frequently get them to 5% without overkilling and getting the Collector proc and like not wasting the damage there, and it ends up being a pretty big damage amp. So I think it really does fit Gangplank's kit quite well as follow-up. And now, as mid lane is being attacked, still 3 minutes for this one. Nice hit at the beginning. Gamsu can always turn unstoppable, wants to save the ult if he can. He's able to do so. Neo comes in, but doesn't really have the damage there either. Just going to rock back out.
This is very good for Evil Geniuses, actually. Those are some pretty big chunks onto Shyvana, as well as Zeri with no ultimate. Not nearly as scary here in those long chase down team fights. So once Neo, the stacks fall off from the ultimate there, EG pretty happy with breaking up that siege from Dignitas.
Once again, not much to do. River's like, all right, I'll help you knock on the mid wave. Zeri keeps hitting the farm, and yeah, the life of the AD carry at 20 minutes. We sit in mid lane, we wave clear, we don't get ganked, and we'll see what the objectives. Right, when it's time for Dragon, we'll walk down.
Couple of possible allies to come over here for Jojo, but 2v1 on River.
It's going to force the ulti out from him as well. So Flashless now, ulti-less. It will all come back in time for the Dragon fight, or nearly in the case of Flash. It'll be about the same timer. Baron, of course, is up, but look like no one is strong enough to make that play really happen. Gamsu does get slowed down. Nice little barrel damage. At this point, Impact is pretty much able to safely farm and trade back and forth. Now he's down level, he's down some farm. Sure, that's probably not going to change. But if the 3-0 Shyvana is just trading farm with you, that's not bad.
Yep. And it's a full tank champion, so while it is really hard to deal with toward the kind of middle stages of the game, when you start to get really, really late, and there's a lot of extra damage from the carries flying around, the effectiveness of Shyvana does fall off later. We're not there yet, but moving towards that point for sure. Lulu Zeri, though, always going to be a very, very relevant carry source from the side of Dig.
Spire gets a little bit of money from the dead medium Krug, but 39 gold sitting there in that camp, about to decay. It's a third of a cannon.
Those just little gold pennies sitting on the ground, the tiny little Krug pennies.
Minus 0.4. Yeah.
Ah, there they are. They're dissolving into the dirt.
Yeah, I think they timed out before he killed them, I think. I could be wrong. I don't think he walked by in time. Either way.
Yeah, because if you kill them, they explode and you get the gold. If we saw them just sinking into the dirt.
Yeah, if they went Thanos, then, you know. They were snapped. They disappeared.
All right, new champion. We get a Thanos champion in. It only has one ability, and you can use it one time every 10 minutes.
And it randomly deletes 5 champions.
Yeah, yep.
Could be all of yours. Could be all of theirs. Like, we're losing. Let's hope. Oh, darn.
This sounds great.
This is like...
It's a roll the dice champ.
Yeah. They would be balanced.
It would never be used to troll. I'm sure of that. Yeah, never.
My top laner deserve to win this game.
43 seconds left on this Dragon Phreak. When's the transition of vision? Look at this. Not very much vision already moved over towards this Dragon, so that makes me think they aren't too concerned about contesting it. Meanwhile, it's just going to be the early mid shove here for Dignitas first, and They'll slip right in. So it seems like, yeah, EG not too concerned with giving over second dragon there to Dig. Still want to keep on farming. Jojo on top side.
And it is Dignitas who still seem to own the bottom river the most. Yes, Gangplank shoves in bot lane, but he's going to take a safe route back to his team. Dignitas want to shove in mid first. You're seeing Neo always is first at the wave. You get a little wave clear coming through for Gamsu as well. This should be the wave going down, and they can look briefly at the river. Now, EG will not be far behind. Barrel chain attempts. Impact knows with first strike not triggering, no one is in that brush.
Yeah. Oftentimes, yeah, you can tell how they're going to play it out if you just look at where they're going to invest their resource and their time ahead of the spawn of the dragon. Since they don't want to get vision in there, they do not want to fight that. If you have Gangplank and stuff like this, you really want to get to an objective early if you have any idea of fighting it. So you can have those barrel chains coming from the brush and surprise your opponent backline. So EG, they make the call early. We're giving it up. We're looking for a better angle later on in the game. Jojo's starting to hunt around on this LeBlanc too. He's pushing the top wave, then keeps on moving into the jungle. You'll see him go here, then try and get this vision into the rest of the jungle to open up space for him to hunt down possible stragglers. Viego's a decent target. Zeri, Lulu would be the dream targets, though.
Oh, crit. Oh, he didn't crit. It was a 40%. He shouldn't was. He wasn't deserving of it. Jojopyun chased down. Will he get safety? Forces the flash as River goes and dives into the ulti and gets a bit of damage done. So we have a flashless LeBlanc and EG. Now down the tide in Drakes. They are down in goal with the Gangplank. EG with an early game, somewhat composition. Have not managed to really find a footing here. They are also killless, much like the 100 Thieves for a long time. We are cresting 27 minutes. Game is not over. It is slower than our first game of the day. A little bit action-packed, though. Gamsu's found quite a few solid dives. Easy barrel.
He doesn't have a lot of magic resist. Only the Frostfire magic resist, so Jojo could actually...
Yeah. He's still at 102, thankfully. That might be runes, but also just his passive is going to look pretty good with the dragon kills.
2 dragons.
Yeah, so, you know, base stats going to put you at, like, 60? About at this point. 30 from the item itself, so he's like baseline 90 before anything else going on. So yeah, I think just that's just how much he has. He feels pretty good against a double flat pen. Yeah, it's a lot of flat pen, right, from LeBlanc, but feels pretty reasonable. So he's going to be just fine here, level 16 on that Shyvana as top scuttle goes to Dignitas here as well. I don't know if they're willing to just sit there and wait for Dragon Soul, but they do at least have some control over the top side. Blue trigger just popped, actually, so EG were nervous around that Baron.
Yeah, I mean, the breakpoints that EG are looking for are for big game-winning plays from Gangplank and from Jinx. And so you're looking at Jinx, there it is. The Infinity Edge finally completed. 3 item power spike, Infinity Edge, crit dream there for Danny is alive. And remember, as we said in Champ Select, he went with Ghost Flash. This is super high investment in winning the team fight itself. The mobility, instead of going for the heal, he's got the extra mobility of the Ghost. And now that he's got the 3 items, we get to see if he can really expertly use that double mobility summoner spell to win them the fight.
Once again, Dignitas the ones to push mid-wave up first. We've seen Keeper's Verdict channeled by Inspired to keep it safe. Same thing as before. Now, of course, if you hold it, the reset timer is very short. It's 5 seconds, so every single wave, he's willing to hold it and be like, look, if it whiffs, like, all right, it's back, cool. Like, there wasn't another wave. But if there was some kind of play, it's kind of good. It gives you the option. It costs you functionally nothing, and you never know. So it's like, you know, heads I win, tails nothing happens. Pretty good coin flip.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that's kind of similar to that I actually really miss for Vi is you could cancel the charging of your Vi Q by pressing B
with recall
and doing a recall. So it's kind of an investment from you because you actually still have to do the recall animation and you stop there. And it doesn't mean like you can just cancel it at your whim, but it would cancel it for you. And now you can't do it. You have to release.
At the very least, Kobe, the best use of Vi recall still in the game, which is playing Neon Strike Vi and spamming it.
100%. I'm glad you actually
You knew
agree.
where I was going, too, as soon as I said it, right?
Glad you actually agree. All right. Well, Evil Geniuses, they want another Infinity Edge, Phreak. They want it on impact. They want those barrel crits to win them the game, as we said. So while Danny is ready, Impact is still farming. He's got his BF sword. Once he gets his Infinity Edge, then they bring together the attempt at the game-winning team fight.
And will it happen? Dun, dun, dun. 5th dragon of the game comes up in just 1 minute's time. Baron's been up, but I believe not even damaged so far in this one. Baron has seen wards come and wards go, and Champions look at it. No, that's not me, you know. Cowards, every one of them.
Yeah, this Baron has lived a sheltered life.
For all of 10 minutes.
We've
Ooh, Gamsu steals away the crab. Massive play here. That's the kind of top laner I want to see. Screw the junglers. All right, Gamsu, level 17. Very, very tanky. Shot by a couple of rockets. He's fine. He's going to weather the storm. He's got more health than the dragon itself, by the way.
It's not fair, man. Why are you beating up on junglers? Everybody already hates them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm actually primarily jungler this season.
Hey!
He was verdict. It kept the option open. Now it is down for the dragon fight.
He
Jojopyun.
actually, with the dead man's little red sweep there, it kind of looks like some Superman flying across the screen there
neat.
for River.
Got a cool cape. Jojo, in, out. Gamsu still frontlining, 5,000 health. He's going to be fine. Couple of shots come in. Ow. Takes the ulti. All right, unstoppable. Still 5,000 health, roughly. Rocket comes by. Wide, smited, claimed 3 dragons in a row. Dignitas, again, have yet to find someone worthy or willing to fight them. As EG keep playing the back foot, but they're going to go all in for this one as long as Danny gets the kill. He gets the set, he gets out. Goes in for the play instead, wants to deal damage. Blue's going to come up, flash into safety, wants to go for more. Now Blue, is he in danger? Flashes back. Oh, stopwatch, buys a second. Good damage now onto Jojopyun. It was Berserk. I saw it as Bjergsen. I was like, wait, hold on. That's the wrong team.
Whoa, Bjergsen gets in on the rift, and he's going to decide who wins this game. No, it's actually a really smart ulti steal from Blue, because Danny popped his flash and his ghost, and the only way to disengage them there is to steal a Renata ult and use it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we're going to have a rush on this Baron.
Gonna sell out. Okay, River can get vision. He sees the sweeper. Is it going to be the play? Going in. Biofrost gets deleted. 1k health. It's going to be claimed. It's Impact who gets the Baron. Will there be more, though? Health bar's low. Neo stays safe, but be careful. Getting shot at. Trades one back, though, is Blue. Looking in the backline. Wants to get a kill, but he's polymorphed. He's going to drop. And it's going to be Jojopyun on the board. One traded back for Shyvana, and Gamsu is on the hunt. Vulcan's going to try. Jumps over the wall. Stays safe. Ace. Nice little use of the Hexgate there. Jojopyun stays alive. Needs to find him. We'll get him. And Vulcan doesn't have a good way out. This is going to be a much faster champion.
Bro!
More like, Foos, Ro, die. Vulcan will drop. The dragon remains queen.
Oh, that's a new combo. I've never heard that one before.
Thanks, man. 2 alive, and 2 for both sides, really. But Baron was indeed claimed by Evil Geniuses. So 2 members wearing purple, royal colors. Dignitas on Dragon Soul Point.
All right, Gamsu, the last one left standing there. Chases them all down, but Baron buff acquired and still on at least Inspired, as well as Jojo, I believe, got to live it. So 2 Baron buffs, and 1 is on a split pusher. See what EG can actually leverage with that Baron buff. There's our other Infinity Edge, though, Phreak.
Wow, Gamsu takes all the jungle camps.
Very, very close there on the explosion timer. But again, there is the Infinity Edge done here. So they're going to have the possibility of these big crits. Take another look at it, though, because I saw 55 health on this, and Impact was the one to get the last little bit of damage. On the bottom of your screen, though, Jojo blows up Biofrost before it even starts, and then you see the jump in, very close, 55 health there left on it. You think EG are going to just pop off, but Blue goes in with the stolen LeBlanc ultimate, kills off Gangplank, kills off Impact there, able to even up the numbers, and Gamsu with the AoE here on Dragon, chasing everybody in different directions. In the end, Vulcan's going to be the one who doesn't get out, as you know the end of that story.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
The turret falls, the split pushing Gangplank. I managed to knock down bot lane outer tower here. Gold still pretty close, but 1.4k FTX gold advantage.
Teleport flank.
Evil Geniuses, TP flank coming in is going to be good enough. Here comes Shyvana right on top of the squad, but already we have lost one. That is a dead Sylas. Gamsu going to run it out pretty fast as well. Drop for a second. Danny's going to try for his life, and is it going to be enough? Whose Jinx is better? It's going to be a deletion already, but Zeri answers back. Well done to Neo. It's going to be 3 dead for Dignitas, 2 dead. No, yeah, 2 dead for Evil Geniuses.
But a Zeri and a Lulu actually take those odds with the ult stack still on him. If Neo can keep him up, nobody else is close enough. They can't keep him up. Zeri Lulu, though, very possible at chasing down, even in a 2v3 situation. These team fights, Phreak, are so close. They're disjointed, each team winning 1/2 of the team fight.
It is +1 to EG, though. Gold lead does grow. 2.1 thousand in the Red Bull Baron power play. And they have to fight this next Drake.
All right, here's another look at it. So, bottom side, as you know, it was a Shyvana jump in here with the teleport flank. Him plus Blue going for the dive. Big Renata ultimate again. Neo jumps to the outside of it, though, and Biofrost peeling for him on the top with the polymorph keeps this Zeri operational and dealing damage from the top side. River comes over, he gets the ultimate snipe, he goes for the trade, but you see Impact at the top of your screen got chased down by that Zeri.
And we go back on the map. 40 seconds. Coming up, both AD carriers doing so much damage out of this one. Junglers doing a decent amount themselves. Jojopyun actually hatching a ward right now. Really always gonna have the reflex to jump away. Knew he might have been on one, and indeed was. Control wards line the brushes, a blue trinket to spot the river. Impact waiting again on that same ward. Looks for barrel chains, but he will not find one without any extra prior warning, honestly. The ward fight comes on. We're gonna find River doing a little bit of damage. Not gonna be enough just yet. Jojopyun jumps over the wall safely. Blue elixir on. Barrel will drop.
It's a good little amount of poke,
Nice.
even though that's a dangerous move to make as River. And you can get any poke onto LeBlanc, it's super worth it because there's no sustain on LeBlanc. Mage there in the late game trying to get her low health before the fight starts.
Over the side. We're going to have a flank and already keep his verdict as well. Here comes the engage 5v4. Will it be enough? Blue being attacked. Burns the stopwatch to the front line. Gonna look for a kill and Impact. Not getting this yet on the backside. We keep Neo alive for now. Berserk. Oh, that is Lulu dropping. It's 3 already. EG bide their time and they bid farewell. Dignitas have only River alive who had to show up late. And Danny's on the chase. Danny wants a little bit more. Zap will not land. Rocket certainly will. And these three evil geniuses have come back, and they're going for broke now.
Trust in the crits. Evil geniuses got their infinity edges and they made them do work. Danny on the chase, EG into the base.
As the crowd chants, live evil. Dignitas dies. Friendly? I don't know. That was not as impactful as I wanted it to be. But we have the game ending. The Nexuses will fall. We live evil again. 7-1, still in first place.
The double mobility summoners there from Danny. We're seeing some more flexibility with summoner spells across the board, actually in multiple positions, which I do like as well coming into the meta. Evil geniuses, they took a vacation Phreak. They come back out well rested after a week, and they get right back to business. Yes, they do rely on the scaling multiple item crit builds for both Impact and Danny, but in the end, the last team fight, Impact and Danny, they clean up all the kills.
Yep.
They clean up the game.
And they're able to go for broke. I really like the last fight they took where Inspired, he landed the Keeper's Verdict. They evicted River, and it's like, this is the moment, right? There is no better fight than an outright guaranteed 5v4. We already had Jojopyun take the Hex Gate and get rid of the flank. It's like, you put the GP ult down, and you dive everyone. And yeah, River, like, obviously couldn't be there. It's not really his fault. I guess you could ult the Poppy ult and be unstoppable, and there's kind of, like, a little bit of play there. But as soon as it landed, it's like, we take the fight, we go right now. And it was a good play, right? It was smart. They picked the right timing. Still was a bit slow, right? They sat their killers for a very long time. But
They came back from vacation. They're stretching a little bit. You got to warm up. You know, you can't just get right into your workout.
I like it.
EG warming up here in this game. In the end, they bring it home, though. Like you're saying, the critical time, that was about to be Hex Dragon Soul for Dignitas if they didn't go for that fight immediately. So some of that clutch factor coming in from Evil Geniuses as well, where they know we can't give up another one, make the play now, picking up that team fight. Impact also with the triple kill, that Gangplank.
That was good.
He was abused.
He was.
A lot this game, early on. Impact, tilt-proof. That's my honor for this game.
Yeah.
Tilt-proof or Impact. He gets dove probably 6 times in that game, but he comes out with a triple kill in the game-winning fight.
But you're given great shot calling, too. Like, you get one honor per. Like, we got tilt-proof. You can double up if you want, or triple up.
Tilt-proof for Impact.
And
great shot calling from Inspired.
Okay, yep.
And loved playing with you, Vulcan. Don't ratio me. Thanks.
I want to point out, by the way, speaking of Vulcan ratioing you, you open it up with like, people talk about the homegrown talent with Danny and Jojopyun. They've got these really good players.
I
like
said
Impact.
young. I said young as well.
You did say young. But you sung everyone's praises but Vulcan in the opening. I'm just
because he is North American talent, but he's a bit older than the other two.
Yeah. Vulcan's skill speaks for himself. We don't need to talk about it. He's so good. We're heading over to the stage to join the ratio warlord Vulcan himself.